would like to welcome you on behalf of IGAD.
IGAD is coming closer to the people.
So it's very important that this workshop happened because it's giving us tools to work with, tips and tricks how to handle the stress that comes with conflict reporting.
It's very insightful, it's informative, it's educative.
Workshops are often looked at as like boring, but this was really engaging. The use of visuals, the way the team came around and like everyone had their own field and how they handled the field.
The whole essence of this is that we know our region has been embroiled into conflict, and we hope the media will play a role to safeguard the sensitivities that exist among our member states and our communities.
It's been quite insightful to hear from journalists the content and the concept of conflict sensitivity being similar to what we do when designing peace processes.
As a journalist, what I'm saying to all the journalists in the world, especially in the region, in IGAD, I would say just promote peace in any way.
It is very important that we engage journalists, not just when we are doing mediation, but also when we are looking at peace building, reconciliation, social cohesion aspects, and we do that a lot.
From the trainers who shared very valuable stories and tactics of how they covered, conflicts, things to do with embedded journalism, things to do with ethics, things to do with what kind of pictures to use, what kind of language, how you need to prepare, that you just don't walk into a war zone because it's quite fluid.
They have to know how we need to take precaution, but to cover the story of what is happening. It is a duty, but also your life matters. When you are there, you have to take this precaution.
So we have to be careful to separate ourselves from the story and be self-aware or even aware of our surroundings and know when to step away for your own safety, put yourself first. And also we got to learn about how journalism can either aid in peace or be a fuel to the fire.
I know journalists usually want to be ahead of everyone else in breaking the news. Sometimes situations need to unfold on their own.
And it's also good to recap, So some of the things that you think you know has different version from other countries' perspective or other professionals' perspectives.
And as well, we shouldn't most of the times focus on how the conflict has affected people, but also look at the positives that come out of this conflict. For example, in South Sudan, I wrote a story back in 2015. It was called A Blessing in Disguise. We saw a lot of young people taking up jobs that you wouldn't see them take up, before the war.
Do you want this story to advocate? Is it an advocacy piece? Is it a solutions-oriented journalism? Do you want to raise awareness?
As part of the problem solving, we believe as the media, as the fourth estate, we play a very important role, and these kind of trainings are very important, and we implore those in charge to see that they hold more of these kind of trainings so that they can bring on board more journalists.
I'm a part of this established network of IGAD. I really see the importance of, continually doing this kind of training because, it's always good to keep hammering things and then to bring new people in the team. There is always something to be learned from.
So IGAD should do more in bringing the journalists and media fraternity from the member countries together so that we have this security sensitive reporting.
One of the ways to do that is to break down the messaging to the young people. We can't continue to expect them to read newspapers to understand these things. If we come down to using such workshops, using media, using content, social media to make sure that young people get to know about these things, it's gonna help us even push forward with our mandate.
We want to have or to champion leaders for peace among the media fraternity. We want this concept of peace building, conflict prevention, to be owned by media people. We want you, as the fourth agency of government, and we believe the media would hold and even drive the other three powers to also embrace the way forward.